Dance Arts of Columbia provides fitness fun for everyone from 3 years old to adult. Dance Arts is a good environment where the friendly staff makes you feel comfortable. Dance Arts feels that dance is an art form that you can experience firsthand by learning tap, jazz, modern, musical theater, lyrical, and ballet. Dance Arts urges you to enjoy a sense of accomplishment while getting fit and having fun. For class information, call 875-1569. Dance Arts of Columbia, serving Columbia since 1979.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends. On Monday, January the 5th, we start the first full week of 2015, and we have Dr. David Newman with us, RoseHeart Hypnotherapy Success Centers, and today we are going to talk about
behavior epigenetics.
Epigenetics.
I just put your entire audience to sleep.
Okay. What does the term epigenetics mean?
Epigenetics is a study of the DNA in the cells and what makes DNA turn on or turn off. Those little ladders click on and click off. In other words, what makes your ear, the cells in your ear, decide it's going to be an ear as opposed to a thumb?
Epigenetics.
Epigenetics does that, okay? Well, where I'm coming from as a hypnotherapist is what's called behavioral epigenetics, and that is what is actually influencing the things that are happening to you and your body with the cells. And there's a gentleman by the name of Bruce Lipton who has gone around the country and has talked a lot about the biology of belief. That is behavioral epigenetics, okay? Just really watered down a lot.
The biology of belief.
The biology of belief.
Is that what you believe is what you really are?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So if I, for example, am deathly afraid of getting cancer, deathly afraid of it. I've had family members that have had cancer, and maybe some of them have died. I've got a whole family genealogy of that I'm convinced that I'm going to do it. And that's going to affect what I do. So may I give you an example?
Yes.
Angelina Jolie. She had a double mastectomy. Why? Because she went in and she had a test done, and the test said she had a certain gene, okay? And 85% of the people that have this gene do get breast cancer, okay? Now, from my standpoint, I look at it and say, why focus on the 85% that get breast cancer? Let's figure out why the 13% that didn't. The answer is beliefs. So when a lot of people and some behavioral epigenetics talked to Angelina Jolie, she was so dead fast in her belief that I've got this gene, I'm going to get this cancer, I want to take the preventive step to do it, that she did. Well, was that the right decision or wrong decision? For her, that was the right decision because her beliefs were so strong, they were locked in place, she probably would have. But where I come from is when I use hypnotherapy, we change your belief system to something that's a little bit more positive that you want, and we know how to go ahead and modify things, and so the chances of anyone getting that particular disease just because of a gene is relatively remote.
So if you are, you have the train of thought that you are not nearly as old as your years.
Right.
You are going to appear younger. Mm-hmm. You're going to feel younger.
Right.
If you don't worry about your health constantly, about getting sick or having some deadly disease, mm-hmm. Are you telling me that chances are you are going to stay healthy?
Yes, absolutely you are. And it sounds almost counterintuitive, but the reality is that if you are happy, if you feel healthy, if you do the things that you want to do when you want to do them, a number of things happen. One of those things is happiness and joy increases your immune system. Anger and stress reduces your immune system. Well, if you've got a good, healthy immune system, yes, you're going to fight off diseases. With myself in the Air Force, I was one of those people that, yes, in the military, they inoculate you for everything in God's world. But I would go into places and work with children that had measles, mumps, all types of things that I had never had. I never got sick. And the doctors would go, well, but we didn't inoculate you for this. I go, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get sick. And that thought never came into my mind. What came into my mind is I'm working with this child. I'm helping this child. That was it. I never got sick. Okay, now some people can say that's just dumb luck or that you're slightly crazy, which may be kind of right. But the way I look at it is I just never let that thought come into my mind. I'm not going to get sick.
So you're telling your body that you are healthy.
Yes.
And many times when people go in, I remember when my mother had cancer and she was taking chemotherapy, one of the nurses said, think of that chemotherapy of going into your body as little scrubbing bubbles that are cleaning up the cancer and taking it away and pushing it out of your body.
That's right.
She was trying to instill a mental picture in my mother of her curing herself.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Because if you go in and you talk to an oncologist and you ask them point blank, has chemotherapy ever cured cancer? They'll say no.
Because it can put it into remission, but your mental stability.
Well, it does and it doesn't. What it does is that chemotherapy kills rapidly producing cells. Cancer is a rapidly producing cell, so yes, it will kill cancer cells. It will also wipe out your immune system because that is also a rapidly reproducing cell. But here's the kicker. When I get oncology patients in that are stage 4, because that's all I deal with, these people have already been told they're not going to make it. You know, they may have 6 months, they may have a year. Okay, I personally don't subscribe to that, but you know, that's what the oncologists have told them. They come to me. And it's amazing that once we shift that around and we change their mental outlook, their tumors go away completely. And the oncologists are just baffled. They go, how is this happening? I go, this is what we're doing. And they go, this is just amazing. Again, it shows the power of the mind.
Yes, it does. I know exactly that it shows the power of the mind. And on the other end of the spectrum, my father died of cancer. He had lung cancer.
Right.
And they did radiation, and the tumor shrunk to where it was not even visible on radiation anymore. However, my father was of the old school, that his thought was that when you had cancer, there was no cure for it, and you were going to die. And there was nothing that you could say to him.
That's right.
That would make him better. Even though the cancer, the tumor disappeared, my father still died because he was sure he was going to die.
That's what we refer to as willing yourself to death. And you
have to remember, he came from an age when there was no cure for cancer.
When I've been doing a lot of work down in Texas with radiologists that detect cancer, okay, and one of the things that they have agreed with me with is in the old days, they would sit down there and look at a person and go, I'm sorry, you have cancer. Now, did you hear how that, I'm sorry, and then the voice, you instantly felt that. What they agree with was, yes, this person is hearing you're going to die. So now what they come back and say, you know what, your test didn't come back as positive as we had hoped, not a problem, we've got a way to work with that, we're going to start you on the treatment. See, it's much different.
Totally different.
Totally different.
You know what, we're out of time for today, David. If people want more, we could go on and on, couldn't we?
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
888-604-9997.
Okay. Dr. David Newman, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Our program directed by Travis McMillen, Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio with Pat Akers from KBIA. Our floor director, Lowell Thomas. And our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. If there's something you'd like to hear or see on here, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.